We will call the meeting to order of the Lake Clark Shores Town Code Enforcement Board, March 27th, 6:30 PM. Emily, would you please call roll?
Chair Paul Hughes,
Present.
Vice Chair Gerard Sanchez,
Present.
Board Member Ariel Hernandez, Board Member Deb Moody,
Present.
Board Member Wesley Cook.
Present.
Thank you. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I
I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Next item is the consent agenda. Are there any amendments to the last meeting, February 28th, Code Enforcement Board minutes?
No.
Hearing none, okay. Eric, case is now in compliance on our agenda tonight.
Okay, starting on page 1, case 23-0519 is now in compliance. Moving to page 2, case 24-0017 is now in compliance. Case 24-0040 is in compliance. Case 24-0047 is in compliance. Page 3, case 24-0059 is now in compliance. Case 24-0060 is now in compliance. Case 24-0066 is now in compliance. And that completes it for all cases that are in compliance.
Okay.
Any cases in compliance on the agenda?
Chair Hughes, just want to bring to the board's attention, we do have a property owner here. They are not on this agenda. They have previously been heard, but the property owner would like permission to speak to the board. So Chair Hughes and the board members, would you like to make a decision if this owner can speak on his property?
You say it's not on the agenda?
No, it's not on the agenda. It was previously heard before the last board.
What's the property?
The property is going to be 7745 West Lake Drive. This was the property that was heard in the previous code board. They were doing the interior renovation. They pulled the permits. The violation was for the driveway that was being installed. They did have the permit. The issue was that they were waiting for the health department to give them, Melissa, a letter, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, sorry, a letter of certificate. They are in compliance. They did pass their final inspection on 3/14/24, but the property owner would like to speak before the board.
And that was a lien imposition hearing, correct?
No, I think that was a fine imposition hearing.
7745. I'm looking at last month's agenda under unfinished cases, fine imposition, and 7745 was under that.
Yeah, under fine imposition.
Oh, not lien imposition. I apologize. Thank you. You're right. Okay. And this is, sir, you like to come up and identify?
First, can you make a motion to either approve or deny the consent
yes.
agenda?
Mhm. Is there a motion to
Amend.
amend the agenda to allow the property owner at 7745 Westlake Drive to speak tonight?
I
So
move.
moved.
Second it.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Sir, you want to come up and identify yourself?
Appreciate it. Should it be sworn in? No?
Can I swear you in?
Yeah, did I miss
Let me
that
swear you
part?
all in too, whoever's going to
did.
be testifying. Do you swear or affirm testimony you'll give me the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And your name?
My name is Zach Thornborough, 7
Thornborough, 7745 Westlake Drive.
Uh-huh.
And we were doing a renovation. Usually you do the driveway last because you don't want any damage with machinery. Just took a long time to get the plans, everything. It's been a year since we've had the property. And like Eric said, the health department dragged their feet for like weeks and weeks, almost a month. And so that's why I didn't make the date on the 28th to have completion. We have it now, but we've been fined since starting the 28th. So I'm asking for forgiveness of the fees that we're being fined, $50 a day,
And what,
please.
we imposed the fine the last meeting, is that,
We got a letter, yeah, it said
and what was the amount of the
Correct.
fine total last month?
It was $50 a day.
$50 a day.
Do you have the file?
No.
I think you have the file, Eric.
Yeah, but how much was it?
7745.
But we imposed it so.
tomorrow would be a month, 30 days.
Okay, so it was $50 a day and the fine started on February 28. And this is until compliance is achieved.
And compliance was achieved,
On 3/14, yes, 3/14/24.
so what would that total be? If any mathematicians are in here? 750? Okay,
It's 29 days in February.
Yes, leap year.
This year, yeah.
and we did not impose a lien.
No,
No.
Okay.
no,
so-
not yet.
So, sir, what do you think we should reduce your fine to that you're requesting?
0.
0,
I
okay.
mean, it's just the circumstances, it's the last thing you do in a house. I was in contact with Eric constantly. It's not like I was denying it. And there's, I don't want to point out addresses or anything, but there's other driveways that were actually in worse condition than the driveway that I inherited when we acquired the property. And I just wouldn't do it to the last thing. You don't want like machinery, people to destroy it's a really nice driveway. We have grass in between the squares. Looks great from the street.
Yeah, you just put in grass today.
Yeah, yeah. Do you see that?
Yeah, it looks, they didn't finish when I was there, but when I was driving by, they got half of it. It looks, from what it was to what it is now, it's definitely standing out on that street now in a very positive way. And they did pull all their permits for the interior renovations, correct, Melissa?
Yes.
Yeah, and they passed all their final inspections. So, I mean, Mr. Zach, I mean, he's been in constant contact with me. He was in contact with Manny, been in contact with Melissa, so he's been showing good faith.
Is this an owner occupied home you live in?
We're gonna investment now.
Are-
We
you're
were
the-
thinking about it, but we're probably gonna sell it.
You're the property owner.
My wife,
You're Bellinger Properties?
yeah, my wife and I, yeah.
I guess my question would be, I understand that construction's going on, but does that mean you can't do the driveway?
Well, Chairman Hughes, it's not that they couldn't do the driveway, it's that they couldn't do it until they got the letter of certificate from the health department.
When
So
was that?
Melissa, do we have that permission?
They got it probably a week after the meeting.
But knowing that however long the construction went on, if it was for the last year, you didn't reach out to the health department a year ago, you only reached out to them
I just
at
had-
the end of your project.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I guess, I mean, why would I file a permit? It could expire or whatever, NOC.
The permit usually goes 180 days, doesn't it?
That's correct.
Yeah.
And this project, ran for a year?
Well, I acquired the property and then architect took 2 months and then just getting the master permit for the remodel took another 2.5, 3 months, I believe. So that right there is just 5 months of that time, just acquiring permits. And then like, as my head thinks, it's like stages, like we did the roof, we did the pool, we did everything. And then the driveways last. So I didn't pull a permit until ready to do the driveway.
We were originally cited on October 25th.
Mhm.
On what day? Sorry.
October 25th of 2023 in our code.
No, I think,
It was probably before then, because we heard it.
Yeah, hold on one second. Emily's pulling up the notice of violation.
Yeah, we heard it on October 25th, so that must have been at least a month or two
Right.
prior to that.
Yeah.
You were
Well, the notice of violation was issued, unfortunately, just a couple days after the new property owner took over.
Mhm.
But he did reach out to me within a couple weeks, because he did receive the violation.
What was the date, Eric?
The date for for the notice,
Mhm.
well, no, hold on. The notice of violation that Eric posted to the property, it was on April 20th, 2023.
And what was the violation for?
And then the notice of hearing was for October 12th. It was posted on October 12th and it was heard during the October meeting. During the October meeting, it was found in violation. And then we continued the case a few times, I think.
And the violation was for the driveway.
Yes. Mhm.
April, May, June, July, August. And we're almost a year now.
When did you purchase the properties?
April, I don't know the exact, it was in April of 2023. I like literally the day I got the keys, he left the tag on the door, like
Wow.
literally the day. Welcome to our.
Yeah, welcome to.
Yeah, welcome to the neighborhood. I was like, oh, great.
Yeah.
But, you know, I talked to him and
Yeah.
he's been great.
We've been in constant communication. The contractors have been very, easygoing and forthgoing with me. They've never given Manny any issues, and, Melissa's been in contact too.
How was the paperwork? Wasn't the paperwork, was it that how?
So, yeah, during the previous meeting, there was a potential that there may have been an issue with the permits for the interior, but Melissa looked into it more, and it turns out that everything was correct. If you want to hear more, Melissa can elaborate some more.
Yeah, it was under an LLC.
Yeah.
And it was said that it was done as an owner builder. But it was done as the contractor had
Yeah, we
pulled the
have the
permit
GC.
from the beginning. I think the issue was that he started it out, he staked it out without a permit. I think that's what caught everyone's attention.
Mhm.
When did you start to put the driveway in?
I guess the day that you gave me the violation. Which is,
In April of
Well,
23?
oh,
So,
no. I basically formed the driveway out, which is, put the wood, so you
Yeah.
pour the cement. And then I got a notice to stop, right?
Yes.
Stop work.
yeah. So during the last meeting, when you saw the photographs, the driveway, there was no driveway there anymore because they had removed the old one. So what he's talking about was there was the stakes in there and there was the outlaying for what would be a driveway.
Yeah, he formed it out.
Yes.
And
But
when
that's-
did you
that's-
form it out?
What's that?
When did you form it out?
What was the, Eric, do you know?
Um,
Date of the, I'm sorry, I should have had this. I didn't know this was gonna get so deep.
It was during last month's meeting. So when I presented it, it was staked out either that day or the day prior to
And the
it.
permit had already been submitted to the city. It's not like I just Yahooed it, like.
When did you finish all the interior work that you had to do, or you wanted to do before you did the driveway?
It's still, I just finished it this week. Like,
So you had the driveway in before you finished the work?
well, I mean, this is all, now we're doing finish, electric, plumbing. There's not like heavy equipment. It's just people screwing lights on and fixtures.
So when was the date that you thought it was okay to pour that driveway?
Once I got the permit, I would never pour without a permit.
When was that?
That was, when was it issued?
He got the permit, let's see. The permit was issued on 3/13.
And you poured it on 3/13 or 3/14, is that correct?
I poured it, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not, I should have all the dates. I didn't know.
But I'm just,
But we said 3/14 was the date of
date it was,
everything
approved.
completed.
So my question is, when was it poured?
I believe the 13th That's the one I called in for inspection.
So the inspection passed on the 14th, the permit was issued on the 13th.
That's pretty quick to have concrete ready to pour, same day the permit's issued.
When it was approved, Eric, were the forms still up?
What was it?
Were the forms still up when you approved it on March 14th? Or was it just the cement?
Well, last time I was out there, after the meeting, it was still just the wood structure. It was within the last couple of weeks that they formed the actual concrete driveway. So the timeline follows with when the permit was issued to when it was laid.
But
It was
I
probably,
think-
it was probably the 12th and then the inspection 13th and then, excuse me. Yeah, when did I get the permit?
13th.
13th, yeah. And
And
then
Steve passed the
Yeah.
inspection on the
on the
14th.
14th.
So my question is, who approved it? Who went out and inspected? You inspected, Eric?
No, so they hired, give me a second.
Oh, the town hired?
We have a-
Do you want to see these papers?
No, that's,
Okay.
I don't
We have
need
a
to read
private
them.
provider.
Yeah, so
He has
It's
a
like
private
sewer-
provider,
Okay.
his name's Steve Kennedy.
And on that form, did he say anything about forms being there or cement being
No,
poured?
it just says,
Anything
it
like
just
that?
says pass.
Mhm. That's what they do. That's what
Okay,
they, that's what
so there could very well not have been cement there and passed, correct?
What?
I mean, I'm only trying to surmise here.
I don't know. I only get this in the office. I can't see what's
Right.
going on in the field. Eric, do you know when it was poured and when?
no, I don't know when it was poured, but I can say that, from the last meeting, it remained as a wood structure up until early this month.
And are you placing him in compliance on the 14th based on the inspection by Steve Kennedy or by your
No,
You
by,
would
By Steve
property.
yeah,
Kennedy.
by Steve Kennedy, because as Melissa and I were discussing earlier, she informed me that Steve Kennedy is a private person who can actually do all the inspections. And as long as he submits it to the town, and as long as Melissa reviews it and agrees with it, then we can go by those dates. It'd be the same thing as if Manny went out there and did the final inspection.
Has this person done inspections for us before?
Yes.
I just think it's, if this gentleman's coming to us and we don't know, we weren't there to see what was out there. The inspector, third person inspector said it's okay. I mean, and we don't know what okay is. And
So-
that's my point.
Zach pays this private provider to do all his inspections, so he doesn't ever have to stop working. So as soon as he gets this to me, I just put it in compliance as of that date.
So the inspector was paid by the contractor, owner contractor.
Correct.
Mhm.
Can anybody in the town do that?
Yes.
And believe me, it's not like you pay him, he just passes you. Like, he's very strict. I've had to read.
No, I don't know, I don't know the firm. I'm just thinking it's a little bit of a conflict of interest. That's all.
Yeah, anybody can use a private provider.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. Would someone like to make a motion? The request is to reduce the imposed fine from $750 to $0.
I make a motion that we lower it in half to $375.
Is there a second?
One second.
Motion's been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Are you ready to vote? All those in favor of the motion to reduce the fine from $750 to $375, say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries.
Now, what type of time frame would this 375 supposed to be paid? Is that something we should
Well, usually
For the
it's like a
timeframe?
30, 60, or 90 days.
I'll just
I
pay it
mean,
tomorrow.
that's fine.
It's like, I'm not like trying to be.
No. we-
Well, I need to put in the order, so I would like the number of days that you would decide how
10
long
days
this.
enough? 10 days from today to pay the 375.
I'll pay it tomorrow.
Yeah,
Pay
but
right
like,
now.
I understand. we
I would
got-
say the standard should still be 30, even though he's willing to pay tomorrow,
Yeah.
because 30 is usually what you given people in the past. So just to stay consistent.
Okay,
We'll add to the motion if there's no objection, be paid within 30 days.
No objection.
No objection.
okay.
Thank you, Tara.
Thank you.
Okay. I believe the next case is on page 2, 0055.
Yes, sir. Give me 1 second to get the file in order.
I just have a question for Bill. So earlier they amended the agenda to let him talk. Does that also include amending or, to accept all the cases in compliance? Do they have to do another motion to accept the consent agenda as modified?
I thought there was a motion to approve the agenda.
Yeah, I made the motion to
Yeah.
approve the consent agenda.
And
But I thought it was just to allow him to talk, no?
Yeah,
I
I
think-
think Eric asked to have this gentleman speak to us.
But I think before that,
Yeah.
my memory is there was a motion to approve the minutes and then
Yeah, that's what I
and
remember.
the case is now in compliance.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I recall, because they made the motion, then I requested to speak to the board in reference to the gentleman who was not on the approved docket.
Okay. So who made the motion to approve the agenda?
I did.
Okay,
Jerry seconded it.
thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Eric, 0055 Guardian Forest Hill
Yes.
LLC.
Correct. Good evening. I am Code Enforcement Officer Eric Richwagon, representing the town of Lake Clark Shores. This is case number 24-0055. Property owners identified by Guardian Forest Hill LLC. Site address is 1755 Forest Hill Boulevard, Lake Clark Shores. On 1/23/2024, a notice of violation was issued for section 125-767, cargo trailer being improperly stored by the dumpster. A notice of hearing was sent out by mail on 3/14/2024. A reinspection as of today's date shows that the violations still exist. I haven't had any communication with the owners of the apartment complex. They were usually pretty good at responding back via email. As you can see, it's still there. It's a cargo trailer. It's loaded with miscellaneous items. Be my recommendation to give them 7 days to come into compliance, if not a $50 a day fine be imposed.
Is this a construction site?
No, so this is, if you're on Forest Hill, this is it's a small apartment complex. It's less than 100 units, and this is right next to their dumpster. This trailer wasn't there for most of the time that I've worked here. Within the last few months, it showed up. It used to come and go, and now it's just permanently parked there. It's taking up a spot. It's full of miscellaneous items, and it shouldn't be there.
Yeah, it looked like construction material. That's why I asked.
Yeah, I don't know what's in there, but it's definitely not supposed to be there.
So it's been there for 2 months and nobody's reached back out to you to
No,
talk about it?
because usually when I cite the property, the owners get things taken care of because they have a big problem with their dumpster where the tenants like to leave trash outside the dumpster. So I've written over 20 violations on that, but they've always come into compliance. I don't know why they haven't reached out to me on this one. I can only speculate. Maybe it's because they don't know who it belongs to.
I was just gonna say, is there a tag on it?
No, there's no tag on it. Otherwise, I would have had one of the officers run it.
I'm sorry, Eric, what was the notice date?
The notice of hearing or the notice of violation?
Violation.
Notice of violation was issued on 1/23/2024, January 23rd.
Is that a violation, not having a license, a tag on that trailer, being that it's parked?
It's a cargo trailer. It's on private property. It's It's in an apartment complex, so if it's on a residential property, if it has no tag on it, it's a violation. For that type of property, I'm not sure.
Seems like it ought to be.
More so even than residential. I mean, at least you know who the owner is, so.
All right. Would someone like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion. Based on testimony evidence presented in case number 24-0055, I move this board find the response in violation of section 125-767 of the town code of ordinances. Respondents shall comply to the town code of ordinances on or before April 3rd, 2024. If respondents fail to comply with this order in a timely fashion, fine the amount not to exceed $50 per day may be imposed. A fine assessment hearing will be held on April 24th, if necessary.
Second.
Further discussion?
You said 7 days they comply or?
It's been out there for 2 months.
That's, yeah, way too long.
So it's gonna take about 2 days to get them the final orders.
April 3rd is what day of the week?
Wednesday.
Wednesday? Yeah, Eric's not working on Monday,
Well, it'll be
so,
mailed, but it'll also be scanned and sent via email,
okay.
because I do have the property owner's email.
Okay,
So they'll get the email instantly, and then they'll get the physical copy in the mail.
okay.
If I have the order ready and signed on Friday, are you able to email it on
Yeah,
Friday or Saturday?
The moment I have the order, I'll scan it and send it right to the email.
Okay.
Do you have the ability to put a tag on that, like a big orange tag that says this vehicle will be towed?
No, in previous cities I've worked for, code enforcement had violation stickers for stuff like this. In Lake Clark Shores, we don't have that. Just like for vehicles being parked on the roadway, you know, I don't have the ability to sticker them.
But usually the police department would have the ability, if it was on the side of the road, they could. In this case, you don't think the police department can do that?
It's private property. The only ones that I known that were tagged and were removed there was one on Gregory Road that was parked next to the canal.
Mhm.
And because part of that is town property and South Florida Water Management, that's why they were able to sticker it and tow it. For private property, I don't know if they're legally allowed to sticker it. I can ask Lieutenant Fisher if you want, and then I can get back to you on it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Is there any further discussion on the motion?
No.
Nope.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right. I believe on page 3, case 0069.
Correct. Good evening. I am Code Enforcement Officer Eric Richwagon, representing the town of Lake Clark Shores, case number 24-0069. Property owners identified by Jack Vassalone and Kevin McClatchy. Site address identified by 1405 Beta Court, Lake Clark Shores. On 1/26/2024, a notice of violation was issued for section 34-19 sub 9 sub B. The driveway needs to be pressure cleaned. On 3/14/2024, a notice of hearing was posted to the property. A reinspection as of today's date finds that the violation still exists. I haven't had any communication with the property owners. It would be my recommendation to give them no more than 7 days to come into compliance. If not, a $50 a day fine may be imposed. I had several other ones that were supposed to come to the code board this month for driveways. They all got theirs taken care of. They were all much bigger driveways. So that's my recommendation.
Again, this has been 2 months since they've been noticed.
Yeah, and all the other ones that were supposed to be here, they all came into compliance.
Discussion? Would someone like to make a motion?
I'll go ahead and we'll make a motion, but let's give it to
We have 2 weekends. All right, based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 24-0069, I move that the board finds the response in violation of sections 34-19 sub 9 sub B of the Town of Code ordinances. Respondent shall comply with the Town Code of ordinances on or before, and I'm gonna put Monday, May 6th, just to, were we in March? Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give
April,
April 8th, just to give them 2 weekends. Is that 2 weekends?
okay.
Monday, April 8th. If the response failed to comply with this order in a timely fashion, a fine in the amount not to exceed $50 per day may be imposed. A fine assessment hearing will be held on April 24th of 2024.
Second.
Further discussion.
I just thought I'd give them 2 weekends. I don't know if, because now they get hit, maybe.
Yeah.
And it's
No,
also Easter,
yes.
so
No, I believe that's very fair. That way you give them the holiday and, you know, it's additional time on top of the holiday.
I understand, but there's been 11, it will have been 11 weekends that this person did.
True.
I understand.
Yeah. I mean, the way of thinking is if it gets past that and a fine does come to be imposed,
Yeah.
then you could state that it was several weeks given. So,
they had an additional week and, yeah.
yes.
Have they no communication, nothing whatsoever? or-
No, because I posted the violation to the door. If you look at the photos, it's where that bush is, that's where the door is. And then when I posted the notice of hearing, it's very obvious where it was. Every other person that got a violation for me, whether it was for the boat in the driveway or for their driveway being dirty, they all called me. Some of them more pleasant, some of them less pleasant.
Right. Hazards of the job.
Yeah, I mean, as you can see in the photo too, someone was home. I even knocked on the door, and unless someone wasn't home and left their garage open, you know, they may not want to have contact. I don't know.
Okay, well, that was my reasoning, you know.
If you remember, well, I don't know if all of you were on the board at that time, but this property was in violation before for missing a fence around the pool.
Mm.
And I think that it's a rental. I don't know if it's still a rental or not, but that's what I remember.
So are they getting the notices is what I guess, you know.
So I guess the question is the property owner's address as far as the town is
On
concerned?
Papa, this address shows up as the address for the mailing.
Mhm.
So it was physically posted to the property and it was sent out by mail. And if it is a rental, we can check because we do have a list of rentals. So if it falls under that rental list, we can advise further. Okay.
Okay, Chair would entertain a motion.
You already have,
So we had one.
I think
you have a motion and a second.
All we need to do is vote on
Oh.
that. That's okay with you, Paul?
All in favor of the motion, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. I got lost in all that discussion. All right, the next case is 0082, New Health Chiropractic, and we also have another one, 0083. I guess two different,
They're chiropractors, two different.
Are they all on this list? Oops, sorry.
Business
Yes, they're all on the
Individuals
list that's been
at that
provided to you.
property.
Okay.
Both of them with outstanding business licenses.
Correct.
Eric, why don't you tell us about both of them?
Actually, we will turn it over to Melissa for
Okay.
for the business tax receipts. All that I will tell you is that when the business tax receipts came up for renewal, for every one of these that are listed, every one of them was physically posted to the property. I took photos of the notice. I even spoke to the property owners. So all notice was properly given. And now I will turn it over to Melissa.
These were due October 1st, is that right?
Yes.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Good evening, Melissa Espinoza with Town of Lake Clark Shores Building Department. Page 3, case number 240082, case number 240083. As Eric stated, he contacted these individuals, left a message. I mean, you spoke to them, correct?
I spoke to the property owners,
Okay.
those who maintain the actual buildings. Physical copies were given to the property owners, and copies were posted to the doors of these businesses.
I also called on 3/6/2024 and left messages. No response.
Who's liable for the business tax receipt?
Whoever owns the business.
Okay, so it's the same, so it's New Health Chiropractic.
Correct.
It's okay.
But we have them on here twice. Two different doctors, so,
Two different doctors.
so for, you have to have it for each doctor?
Two
Correct.
individual licenses, I guess, or individual business taxes.
What's the total due on each one right now?
We have 110.25 and 110.25.
And that includes the penalty fee, right?
Correct.
And what would that be altogether? 220.50 plus,
You probably should do two
yeah, we'll do
two
two.
orders.
We'll do
Right.
2 orders.
Yeah.
I'm just curious what. Okay.
Do we have guidelines?
Yeah,
We have some
what-
guideline. What is the guideline, what guidelines say for not paying the tax?
You can, it's statutory as well as your town code. You can charge up to 25% penalty
Mhm.
of the amount due. And then since it's over 150 days delinquent, you can add an administrative fee and then a penalty up to $250
Mm.
in addition. So they have the base tax plus the 25% plus administrative plus the penalty.
So
Got your calculator there?
technically, they owe 132.30,
No, 110, I think.
110.25 plus the
The
25%.
Correct.
I'm just basing it on the delinquent notice that's
Mhm.
here. It looks like it was 66 plus a penalty, or rather 88 plus a penalty to get to 110.
No, I think you're looking at the barber. You have to look where it says issued to. I think it's the third page that you have where it says New Health Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
Oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
the one.
So it's 88.20 plus the penalty fee of 22.05, which the total is 110.25.
Right.
So we've already added the penalty, is what you're saying, the 25,
Yeah.
Yeah.
25% is already in
Okay.
there. And then what was after
And
that?
then up to
Administrative fee?
200, up to $250 penalty.
You can do administrative, I would say up to 100
Mm.
and then a penalty of up to 250.
Okay.
I'm inclined to do both.
Yeah.
Max.
Yeah, because it's just encourage them to get it in.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
so you're talking about 110.25 plus 100 plus 250,
Correct.
Now.
which would be.
Well, we've already tried, I mean, numerous times to contact them.
Eric posted it. I sent another delinquent notice
I talked to the property owners.
and then I called them as well. So that's 4 different times.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of staff time involved here.
That would be 450.25, is that right?
Yes.
460.25.
460?
460.25.
Oh, yes. All right.
I agree with that.
460.25.
For each one?
Yeah.
Okay. So the chair would entertain a motion for the first case, 240082.
I'll make a motion that based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 24-0082, I move that this board finds the respondent in violation of section 5420 of the Town Code of Ordinances. Respondent shall comply with the Town Code of Ordinances on or before April 24th, 2024, If respondents fail to comply with this order in a timely fashion, a fine not to exceed $250. No, maybe that's the wrong.
Yeah, I think you have the,
violation.
yeah, I think you have the wrong one. You can't do a daily fine
No.
on this.
Wasn't what I intended to do.
Yeah, it's number,
Okay, number 10, probably. Okay, scratch that.
There was no second, so.
All right, based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 24-0082, I move that this board finds the respondent in violation of section 5420 of the town code. I move that an order be entered requiring respondent to pay the amount of the business tax receipt of $110.25, which includes the delinquent penalty of 25%, plus an administrative fee of $100, plus an additional penalty of $250. If respondent is not in compliance with this order by April 24th, 2024, a lien will be recorded in the public records of Palm Beach County.
I'll second it.
Motion's been moved and seconded.
I have a question to Bill. How do you record a lien on a business? Do it do a UCC filing? Because they don't own the property.
right. Yeah, I mean, it becomes somewhat problematic, but it would be, technically, it's a lien on personal property.
So that couches and chairs and stuff like that.
Yeah, or their equipment, that kind
A
of stuff.
refractive bed.
So this lien would be the collection? Basically, this would be going on their credit report as a collection?
I don't know how that works. It would get recorded. I think you've been recording these just in public records. Right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Is there, ready to vote? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Case 0083, New Health Chiropractic Wellness Center. Would someone like to make a motion since we've already discussed?
I'll make a motion. Based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 24-0083, I move that this board finds the respondent in violation of section 5420 of the town code. I move that an order be entered requiring the respondent to pay the amount of the business tax receipt, including the delinquent penalty fee of $110.25, plus an administrative fee of $100, plus an additional penalty of $250. If respondent is not in compliance with this order by April 24th, 2024, a lien will be recorded in the public records of Palm Beach County.
Further discussion? All those in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All right.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion carries.
I'll
I don't
second
think there
it.
was a second.
I'll second it.
Okay.
I know, it's just like, Paul's moving.
I'm trying to get ahead.
So,
It's good.
Thank you.
I have a question.
Okay.
On this, it says the business tax was the one we just decided on, 8820. The penalty is 2205. That totals 11025. What is this, October 1st, November 1st, December, January 1st with those numbers after? What does that mean? Does that mean
Those are
it's
the,
not 110? It's now as of January 1st, it was 132? You see what I'm talking about?
Yes, correct.
that's part of the 25%.
So we should, let's see if I can get this straight.
I think that the total is the 25%.
Yes.
Mhm.
But you've already got the 25% above of 2205 on
Right,
the
so
8820.
now the 100 and 250 is being added.
Right, but we're looking at this,
We're looking at the base, where you start from. We started from 11025.
but that includes the business tax and 2205 in penalty.
Which is the 25%. That might be my guess,
So this was supposed to be paid in October
October 1st.
or by October 1st, then what, it jumps to 11907?
Well, it's
So-
10% penalty October 1st, so 10% of 8820 would have been $8.82. Which happens to be the difference between 110 and 11907.
Mhm.
Okay. But what's the difference between 119 and 123? is $4.41.
It's almost like they've added 2205 as penalty transfer on every one of them and then added penalty again.
Yeah, I don't know why the form shows it that way, but the state law caps the penalty at 25% of the
Original.
of the
Right.
original. Yeah.
Mhm.
And the business tax fee for all of these is $88.20 plus a 25% penalty, which would be the 2205.
Mhm. Which is what we did.
Right.
Are you okay, Wes?
Yeah, I'm just wondering why we see that we started at the 110.25. I got that. But why aren't we getting more?
Well,
the other money?
tomorrow I'll talk to the town clerk about it and see if there's an explanation for it.
'Cause we started a base of 110,
You can tell us at the next meeting?
Yes.
which,
Okay.
and then,
Or email us. Maybe you can email us.
Yeah.
Emily, can you do that?
Sorry. what?
Yes,
You can email us?
email.
Yes, I can.
Let us
I'm
know.
just inquiring why these numbers, and so we don't,
They don't quite jive.
okay, that's all right. As long
But what
as,
do we do now? Obviously, the
Well,
figures.
we did what we did.
No, yeah, you did what you did was correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Still
that's,
the-
and that's the maximum you can do. So like I said, I don't know why those other numbers are in there.
okay,
But Emily's going to find out and let us know.
Mhm.
Okay. Um,
So we'll continue on with the same,
Mhm.
using the same figure.
mhm.
whatever that figure may be, because everybody has a different business.
You want to do this one?
Here we go. All right. 0084.
Yeah.
Melissa?
Yep, Melissa with the Town of Lake Clark Shores, Building Department 24-0084. Same thing, Eric delivered the delinquent notice. I sent another one out. I called them, hasn't responded.
No response. Okay.
I never spoke with anybody. Okay, interesting. Okay,
Would someone like to make a motion?
I'll do it. All right, based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 24-0084, I move that this board finds the respondents in violation of sections 54-20 of the town code. I move that an order be entered requiring the respondents to pay the amount of the business tax of, I'm sorry, let me.
It's on page 6, 8820.
Same thing.
110.25 plus a delinquency penalty of 25%. And
That's included in the one.
that's already included.
That's included in the 110.25.
Okay, that's included. Plus an administrative fee of $100 plus an additional penalty of $250 if the respondent is not in compliance with the order by April 24th of 2024. A lien will be recorded in the public records of Palm Beach County.
Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
Further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone
Aye.
opposed? Motion carries. Next case, 0085, First Words Pediatric Therapy LLC. 0085. Melissa?
Melissa with the Town of Lake Clark Shores, case number 24-0085, First Words Pediatric Therapy LLC, same situation,
And no response.
no response.
Okay. Discussion?
Treat
Would
everybody.
someone like to make a motion?
I'll do this one. Based upon testimony and evidence presented in case number 54,
-20.
54-20, I move this board find the respondents in violation of section 5420 of the town code. I move that an order be entered requiring the respondents to pay the amount of the business tax of 110.25.
No,
This is a
Sorry.
different amount. This is on page 5, the first one. So
It's 8269.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Page
82, okay. The business tax was 82.59.
69. $82.69.
Oh, $82.69, plus a delinquent penalty of 25%, plus an administrative fee of $100, plus an additional penalty of $250. Respondents, if they are not in compliance with this order by 4/24/24, a lien will be recorded in the public records of Palm Beach County.
I second it.
So just to clarify, that's 82.69 plus 100 plus 250.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. 0086, Kathleen Schaefer, CPA.
Melissa Espinoza with the Town of Lake Clark Shores Building Department, case number 240086. Kathleen M. Schaefer, same situation.
All right, I'll go ahead and make a
Kathleen
motion.
Schaefer is on what page?
Page
Schaefer,
four. On,
Middle of page 4.
Page 4, 11025.
Okay.
all right, based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 24-0086, I move that this board finds the response in violation of sections 54-20 of the town code. I move that an order be entered requiring the respondents to pay the amount of the business tax of $110.25, which includes a delinquency penalty of 25%, plus an administrative fee of $100, plus an additional penalty of $250. If the respondent is not in compliance with the order by April 24th of 2024, a lien will be recorded in the public records of Palm Beach County.
Second.
Motion has been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Case 0092, Exclusive Barber Lounge, 1499 Forest Hill Boulevard.
Melissa Espinoza with the Town of Lake Clark Shores Building Department, case number 240092, Exclusive Barbershop Lounge, Barber Lounge, Inc., same situation.
Okay. You want me to take it?
Yes, sir, take it.
All right.
What page is that?
Page 1.
Page one, it's the very
Okay,
first one.
gotcha, okay.
Based on the testimony and evidence presented in case,
Two of these?
oh, I'm sorry.
Excuse me, is there two of these or just one?
Just one.
Because in the handout, there's two different ones.
There is a exclusive barber lounge?
It should only be page 1, the first one.
Okay.
There's also the bottom of page 2.
No,
Is that a duplicate?
No, you're right, it's 2.
It's 2.
Yeah,
There's,
2 barbers.
yep.
two different barbers. I didn't even
Are
know
they
we had a barber.
both cited? Is the second one on here somewhere else?
Okay,
Doesn't look like it's on the
Doesn't
agenda.
look like it's on the agenda.
so how do we handle that?
Did they receive a notice of hearing?
I'm going to say yes, but I can't be for certain.
Mhm.
Yeah, for all the ones that were delinquent for the BTRs that were printed out and handed to me, if it was on the list, it was posted and given to the property owner.
You received this, so I'm going to say yes.
But the agenda does not include the name of the barber
Right.
that was cited. So how do we know which one is on the agenda? Is it number 160028 or 160029?
Yeah, they're both.
Can you just let me go outside? I'm gonna check the board over there and see if there's the notice of
I'm
hearing.
going to take a 5-minute break. If there's no objection,
5 minutes or 5 seconds?
5 minutes.
All right.
I didn't even know we had is it a barber shop?
Yes, so.
I didn't even know we had that.
We can tell. We can tell you. didn't know.
Thank you. I actually get my hair done by a stylist.
I was only fooling.
Okay. Well, maybe it's a 2-minute break. Okay. So we need to know who.
So the
who
one
was
that is
actually noticed?
posted over there, there's only one posted and it's for Anthony.
Anthony, okay.
So it's the first one.
Go on page 1?
Yes.
Okay.
And then
So then just before we go through this, we'll have to bring that up at the next meeting,
Yeah.
the other one?
Mhm.
Okay. So we're on 0092 exclusive barber lounge, Anthony Baez.
All right, I'll do it. Based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 24-0092, I move that this board finds the respondent in violation of sections 54-20 of the town code. I move that an order be entered requiring respondents to pay the amount of the business tax of $82.69, which includes a delinquency penalty of 25%, plus an administrative fee of $100, plus an additional penalty of $250. If the respondent is not in compliance with this order by April 24th of 2024, a lien will be recorded in the public records of Palm Beach County.
Is there a second?
Second.
Now I have a question. Should we further identify who we're sending this to? Right now, we're just sending it to the barber shop, whatever it is. Do we want to delineate Anthony Baez? Should we on that?
Well, I think
Well, when I write the order, I'll put the name.
Mhm.
the order should include it, and it will.
Oh, okay.
Further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Is there
Aye.
anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. So now this is
Page
240093. Page
top of Page 3 or 4.
Top of page.
page
4.
4, top of page
You
4.
wanna take this one, Leslie, or you want it?
I'll take it. Based on testimony evidence presented in case number 23-0093, I move that this board finds the respondents in violation of section 5420 of the town code. I move that an order be entered requiring the respondents to pay the amount of the business tax of $82.69, which includes a delinquency fee of 25%, plus an administrative fee of $100, plus an additional penalty of $250. Respondents don't come in compliance with this order by April 24th, 24, a lien will be recorded in the public record of Palm Beach County.
I'll second it.
I think technically we're supposed to have a discussion. So Melissa, again, you haven't heard anything from
No.
the business. Okay. Ready to vote?
Yeah.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. 0094, ProMed Billers, which would be on page
Page 2.
2. No contact with these?
No contact.
Okay. Would someone like to make a motion?
I'll do it. Based on the testimony and evidence presented in case number 24-0094, I move that this board finds the respondents in violation of sections 54-20 of the town code. I move that that order be entered requiring the respondents to pay the amount of the business tax of $110.25, which includes a delinquency penalty of 25%, plus an administrative fee of $100, plus an additional penalty of $250. If the respondent is not in compliance with the order by April 24th of 2024, a lien will be recorded in the public records of Palm Beach County.
Is there
Second.
any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Is there anyone opposed? Motion carries. All right. 0096, Melissa.
Melissa Espinoza, Town of Lake Clark Shores Building Department, case number 240096. Michael R. Fritz, Landscaping and Maintenance. Same situation, no contact.
I'll make a motion.
Okay.
Based on testimony and evidence presented in case number 24-0096, I move that this board find the respondents in violation of section 5420 of the town code. I move that an order be entered requiring the response to pay the amount of the business tax of $27.56, which includes a penalty fee of 25%, plus an administrative fee of $100, plus an additional penalty of $250. The respondent is not in compliance with this order by April 24th, 24. A lien will be recorded in the public records of Palm Beach County.
Further discussion.
Is he a repeat offender? I know.
Yes.
Is there a second? Excuse me.
Second.
Okay, further discussion.
I just, so, and it's so, yeah, okay.
Every year.
He's always, I think last year he came in actually to see.
I don't remember if he was at the meeting last year. I think he paid after the meeting.
Well, yeah, treat everybody the same, so. Okay, I was just curious. Thank you for confirming
All right, you
that.
ready to vote?
Yes.
All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Case 240105, Dr. Finley's, 105?
Have case number 240104 and case number 240105. Dr. Finley Medical Center.
Have they both been noticed?
Yes.
Well, two different
We got-
doctors.
we-
Right.
Yeah, we got three.
Have both doctors been noticed?
Yes.
Okay.
All right,
I'll make a motion.
go ahead.
Okay, thank you. Based on testimony evidence presented in case number 24-0104, I move that this board finds response in violation of 5220 of the town code. I move that an order be entered requiring the response to pay the amount business tax of $110.25, which includes a 25% penalty, plus an administrative fee of $100, plus an additional penalty of $250. If respondent is not in compliance with this order by April 24th, 24, a lien be recorded in public records of Palm Beach County.
Second.
Is there a second?
Yeah, Debbie.
Second.
Debbie, second, okay. Further discussion. All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Now this is 0105.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Melissa,
Melissa?
any contact with the business owner?
No, same business.
Okay. I'll make the motion.
Okay.
Based on testimony and evidence presented in case number 24-105, I move this board find the response in violation of 5420 of the town code. I move that an order be entered requiring the response to pay the amount of the business tax of $110.25, which includes the 25% penalty, plus an administrative fee of $100, plus an additional penalty of $250. If the respondents do not come into compliance with this order by April 24th, 24, the lien will be recorded in the public records of Palm Beach County.
Is there a second? Motion's been moved and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Okay. I think we're now on to board comments, suggestions,
Mr.
updates.
Chair, there was a case, the first case was in compliance, but a fine was imposed before, so we have to decide if we're gonna impose a lien on the property.
Lien imposition confidential, 7127 Westlake Drive. And that lien is $7,007, well, the fine is $7,750. And has there been any kind of contact with the town?
No, there hasn't been any contact, but obviously someone is assisting the owner because the vehicles were removed, whether it's from the sons or daughters. I can't say who removed them, but it's clearly someone got the order and assisted the property owner. But without any contact, I can't give you any specifics because I just don't know.
When did you see that they were removed?
I saw as of today,
Today, okay.
yeah, but could they have been moved sooner? Maybe. I was never called out for reinspection.
Mhm. And you've had not had any additional contact with them, is that right, Eric?
No, when this case was heard before the board for the first time, when I presented, that was the only time that I spoke to the owner. Every other time from the extensions to now, I haven't had any further communication with the owner or any of the siblings
Okay,
or children.
okay.
And this started last August, correct?
Yeah, this one's been going on for a while. I mean, the board was gracious and extended quite a grace period due to the family circumstances. I believe it was even extended again, so yeah, it is now in compliance, so.
So if we impose a lien of $7,750, the property owner has the opportunity to come before the town council and request
Reduction.
a reduction.
Yeah. Mhm.
Once we vote tonight, we're done with it. So discussion,
I'll make a motion.
okay?
Based on testimony evidence in case number 23-0519, move that a certified copy of the order to impose a lien be recorded in the public records of Palm Beach County with such order to constitute a lien on the respondent's real and personal property as provided by law.
Second.
Further discussion.
Based on what I've heard or history of this person or this, I guess, a deceased who served the community, I'm kind of surprised that no one has reached out from this household. And I don't have enough, there's other people or councilmen that know these folks, and I just, for putting 2 vehicles, now they're gone, but $7,700
Well,
on
again,
someone that might need.
they'll have the opportunity to,
Yeah, like I
Speak to
said,
the
someone removed the 2 vehicles, so clearly someone is reading through the material that's being sent from the final orders. So otherwise the vehicles, I don't see how they would have just been removed on their own. Clearly someone, whether it's a sibling or a child, is seeing what's going on. So once the order is sent to them, if someone does reach out to me, I will give them all information and tell them what the process is.
And I know this is on the 2 vehicles, but if I remember correctly, that's it's basically a lot that's almost like a parking lot or asphalt. Has that, because now, is that going to be out of compliance or,
Well,
you know what I mean? It was supposed to be grass or?
yeah, I mean, Manny's not here, so I don't want to speak on his behalf, but this property was very unique because it was one of the few that was in some ways grandfathered in because of the uniqueness of it. Again, I'm not going to speak on, what Manny said, but Manny gave testimony before because he looked into it and it's one of those unique properties. I believe it said either they could remove the parking lot area, they could cover it in grass, or they could reseal it.
Are we able to, and I agree, Paul, I know but is this something that we can maybe try to reach these next 30 days and then next month, then impose it? I just would rather, I don't know. I don't know what situation this family is in. Elderly, obviously, ever since they've had that death in the family, so I don't know what's going on. But
I mean, grief is a terrible thing.
I don't.
but this has been going on since September,
Actually, August.
August, since, at least August.
And they just moved it now.
Personally, I think we should impose the lien, and if the property owner wants to, they have the opportunity to come to the town council and explain.
And if anyone reaches out, they'll get all information provided by me, or if they talk to Emily, the town will do everything to make sure they're given all necessary information about what the steps are and what their options are.
All right.
So we have a motion.
Yes, in a second.
Are you ready to vote? All those in favor of the motion say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Eric, Can you refresh me on these updates of these?
Yeah, so these,
How long did we give these property owners to
6 months,
deal with their parking lots and
6 months.
6
They
months?
were all granted 6 months.
And we're into how many months now?
I
Um,
think they're going to be on the June agenda.
June agenda.
Yeah, I know for 1495, 1497, and 1499, they're currently working on the interior of the buildings. They're working alongside the police department. The area is actually getting more cleaned up. I know that there's bids going on for the parking lots. They're working on securing those 3 buildings. So they are moving along. They're just doing other stuff on top of that. Then the other one, which I can't remember the address, if it's 1900, the one that had the handicap lawsuit, that lawsuit's been wrapped up. I'm in constant, well, not constant, but whenever there's an email sent between the owner and the contractors on that, I'm always included. So again, they have until June, like Emily's saying. Everything should be done by then. I mean, they've been given plenty of time.
We've given them plenty of time. Yeah.
Yes.
Any further comments or questions tonight? I will say that I spoke to Emily earlier and asked her if she would speak to the town manager about soliciting for new members to the code enforcement board. We have two open positions. And I hope that she'll be able to do that, and Mr. Lobello will be able to put something in motion to help us find 2 additional members.
Did that go out in the newsletter, or will we put it on the website? What is it normally that we've done in the past to kind of advertise?
I remember we've done it on the website before. Right now, the website shows the positions as being vacant. That's what I'm aware of since I've been working here.
Well, perhaps they can do a press release or something that moves it to the front page of the town website.
Mm-hmm.
So my request is we do something more than we have been doing.
Does it go in the shores? What's the little,
Well, the Shorelines is just mailed twice a year, so
Okay.
it would be the Buzz. That's the monthly email newsletter.
okay. And when is the shoreline done? You said twice a year. What months are those?
Yeah, so we just had one.
Mhm.
Usually we send it in March, at the end of February or early March. And then the next one, I think you should have it in September.
Got it.
Any further discussion? No?
I just have one thing or whatever. How are we doing? Because I know we had the moratorium, but me just driving around or whatever, but there still seems to be a lot of boats and trailers and everybody, I don't know if it's going back to old ways or.
No, they're being cited. I'm getting calls from them. There's one on Carambola Road that I cited, and I spoke to them today. On Westlake, there's a new boat in a driveway. There's a new trailer in a driveway. That as I see them, I'm citing them. The one that came before the board, I believe last month or the month prior, the one on the street Ariel lives on, that one finally has been moved. So yay for that.
Eric, I had asked you if you could tell us about how many outstanding cases we have out there that, in addition to what we had tonight.
You mean cases that are up for re-inspections? We're looking at a total cases of just under 100. Most of those are not ready for re-inspections. A lot of them were given 30 days to come into compliance. A lot of it's cleaning of roofs, cleaning of driveways, hedging of landscaping, cutting of lawns. work without permits. And then for the ones that have been cited for boats and trailers, boats, trailers, RVs, cargo trailers, and travel trailers, well, if they're not complied, they're going to be ready for next month's code board. We had a couple that were supposed to be for this month, and luckily they came into compliance.
So are you saying that most of these are only like 60 days since
Well,
notice?
But what I do is, so whenever the violation, depending on what it is, I give a maximum of 30 days unless they reach out to me. Some of the cases they reached out to me because either they're elderly, they're away on holiday, they're out of the country. Other ones are given 30 days, but those 30 days don't quite reach the point. So some of them didn't meet the criteria to come to this code board because you get 30 days, but then you have to give 10 days prior notice for the notice of hearing. So that's where it comes in. So you got to think about like roughly a 40-day time period. So next month, there'll be a bunch more coming up for re-inspections. Since January 1st to this date, there's been 192 violations issued.
Any further comments?
So we're all caught up or not caught up?
No.
Well, I mean, caught up for all the ones. So remember, each one comes up for different inspection dates. So boats and trailers are given anywhere from 3 to 5 days. Those get re-inspected and those get put into a pile ready for the next code board. But as I see those ones being complied, that pile goes into the compliance. Those who are given 30 days based on the situation, all the ones that were due for an inspection, those ones will now be up for next month's code board unless they come into compliance beforehand.
Other than these, obviously the asphalt of these businesses, are we done with 2023, I guess? Have we?
Oh, yeah, no,
2023?
we're only dealing with 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, we're, this month was basically what was left over for January's. So now we're into February's violations and March's.
And as far as business tax receipts, you only have the one left that you'll bring us next month.
Correct.
Unless they pay.
Right.
Yeah, since I started last year, we kind of cleaned up what's in town and what's not here. And now that I have correlation and correspondence with the property owners, they're pretty good. Well, they were pretty good at getting back to me, letting me know that this one's not here, this one's not here. So the list is much more accurate than it was as of last year.
So there's a lot of, at least it seems like there's a lot of properties that are undergoing some kind of
Renovations.
renovation.
Oh, yes.
Are we pretty much up to date with our permits on all those
Oh, yeah.
properties?
Melissa, Liz, everyone in town hall, even Heidi, they're reaching out to me. We're all working together. I'm catching them, but thankfully Melissa and Liz, when some of the contractors or companies are submitting stuff to the town, they're immediately forwarding to me saying, hey, this property is going to be doing this. Some of the owners call me, they're like, well, we haven't even got anything done yet. How'd you know? I'm like, well, the contractors reached out to the town. So the people doing business inside town for work with permits, they know, most of them know what's up. We've actually got 3 houses that were knocked down and we have 3 new rebuilds happening. So it's kind of exciting.
Mhm.
On top of all the renovations. I mean, I'm sure you all see it. Drive around town, you see that there's a lot of improvements going on.
Mhm.
How long should they be taking though, right? I'm just curious.
Hmm?
Like this last one we had, the gentleman came and spoke, but That
I
was a
guess it
project.
just depends on what they're doing. If they're doing just if they're doing a whole new bedroom and all this other stuff, it's gonna take probably 6 months.
And like with the houses that were completely knocked down, you got to think of, because I've seen what they're doing. They completely, tear up any roots or any old piping. They then lay a new foundation. It's quite impressive actually, to see the new construction, some of the brand new homes being built.
Does the building department have a time restriction as to how much they're allowed to have for construction of a new home?
No, as soon as their permit expires, and
Which
that
is-
100, they just reinstate it. They pay for it, they write a letter, and we reinstate it. That's how it's been.
So a new home could go on for 5 years, 10 years. There's got to be some kind of time limit.
We don't have a time limit per se.
So there is a home on Pine Tree that it seems like they demolished the majority of the home, but left the garage portion standing. I don't remember the number, but they've had a dumpster in their driveway for a couple months. Doesn't appear to have much going on, but to me, it's still a construction site with a partially out of compliance, out of code. You know, I don't know that they can just leave a garage as the primary structure. And for how long could they leave it there?
That property has been well over a year, not 2 years.
Probably at least
Do we
2
know what the
years.
address is?
Yeah, no. I'll tell you, I
It's
know
not-
where the house is.
I know.
It's,
Well, it's Pine Tree.
I can
so-
tell you, it's been like that since when you closed the boat ramp
Mhm.
for, I can't remember when, it was, must have been 2 or 3 years ago. That's when the house was demolished, except for the garage.
Well, I'll have Eric drive by there and I will,
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah, if
check
I'm-
it out.
If I'm traveling southbound on Pine Tree Lane, will it be on the left-hand side or right-hand side?
It's on the right, it's
On
on
the
the
right.
lake side.
I can give you the name if you'd like, not
And-
now.
Yeah, I mean, well, just give me the address, but first thing tomorrow, I'll go out there, we'll do a full investigation into it, and then next month, we'll give you a status update on it.
Okay, I think there's a boat parked. There's a dumpster in the driveway. And
Just so you know,
Just-
there's also a cargo trailer that used to be on a different street that had to be moved,
Mhm.
like on Venetian.
Ah, yeah, the empty lot, right? Yeah, okay.
It does not seem to me to be right unless the state has some kind of legislative law that says someone can just have a permit that continues.
I thought
On
the
in-
Florida building code included some language that gave them a certain amount of time.
I'm gonna check it out and I'll have an answer for you.
Yeah, I think the building code says as long as you're having an inspection every 6 months, the permit,
It keeps the permit alive. They
Yes.
typically don't have to reinstate a permit
They
as
just
long
have
as
to
they've had
pass an
it.
inspection.
right?
But typically, based on the size of the project, whether it's calculated by square footage or dollar value of construction work, I know we put a limitation on the amount of time. And a new home, no matter the square footage, I think, my experience has been it's 3 years. So if this is just going to end up being an addition to this giant garage that's still standing, they're nearly at the end of their 3-year time limit, I would think.
Can you bring that back to us at the next meeting?
I will.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Anybody? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second? Jerry seconds. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Nice.
Thank you,
I
everybody.
think you need to do that a little louder.
Yeah.